Good day, everyone! I am Rofami Dumigara from BSX Science 1BJ. In this video, I will be talking about the safety rules in laboratory. Know the locations and how to use the laboratory safety showers, fire extinguishers, eye wash stations, and other safety equipments.
Important to know the location of laboratories safety equipments such as safety showers, eye wash stations, and fire extinguisher before going in and making an experiment in the laboratory, so that when an accident happens like a chemical splashes in your body or eyes, you could wash it off immediately and avoid worse problems such as blindness or even death. Moreover, fire might occur while doing an experiment, so you need to know the location of fire extinguisher so that you could stop the fire earlier and prevent higher cost of damage.
Know the exit routes and the facility's evacuation procedures.
It is important to know the location of exit routes and facilities evacuation procedures so that if an accident happened like fire that you can stop because it already spread out in the laboratory, you could go out immediately.
Wear proper lab clothing.
Aside from wearing protective gear, it is important to wear proper lab clothing like closed shoes, lab coat, and etc. to provide yourself extra protection while having an experiment.
Wear protective gear such as goggles, gloves, and masks.
It is important to wear protective gear in the laboratory to protect yourself from chemical splashes, burns, and other problems caused while having an experiment.
Keep your hair up or tied.
It is important to keep the hair up and tied in the laboratory to avoid interference like burning your hair while doing the experiment.
Do not eat and drink inside the laboratory.
Eating and drinking is prohibited in the laboratory because your food and drinks might be splashed by toxic chemicals while having an experiment, and you might be able to eat and drink it, which could cause health problems or even death.
Do not smell or taste the chemicals you are experimenting inside the laboratory.
It is important to never smell or taste chemicals that you are experimenting unless instructed by proper authorities, because some chemicals can produce toxic gas and other harmful substance.
Never use lab equipment that you are not approved or trained to operate by your teacher, supervisor, or instructor.
Never use lab equipment without enough knowledge of how to use it or instructed by your supervisor, teacher, or instructor to avoid accidents like fire.
Do not work alone in the lab.
It is important to work in the lab with a company so that when an accident happens like burning your hair, someone could help you.
Always read labels and instructions.
It is important to read labels and instructions because it gives you a knowledge of how to properly care and handle chemicals and helps you to avoid accidents.
If you are injured, yell out as loud as you can.
Remember to yell out as loud as you can when you are injured so that you could get a help immediately.
Do not play inside the laboratory.
Never play in the laboratory such as running because you might bump toxic chemicals that might hurt you.
Do not leave an ongoing experiment unattended.
It is very important to never leave an ongoing experiment unattended because chemicals can produce toxic gases, and if you leave it unattended, the toxic gas release might increase and spread out in the facility, and your classmates, instructor, or even yourself might inhale it without knowing.
And most importantly, follow the instruction of your teacher, supervisor, or instructor.
It is very important to follow the instruction of authorities such as teachers, supervisors, and instructors because they have enough knowledge of what to do and not to do in the laboratory.
Those are the safety rules in laboratory. And always remember that our safety is in our hand. Accidents can be prevented if we follow instructions and rules. Thus, let us follow the safety rules in laboratory and have fun in exploring science through experiments. Thank you for listening and have a good day.